What's up, you guys? My name is Eric Moreddin, and today we're going to be taking a look at the ever so sweet, ever so vintage, and always Dimebag Darrell inspired on this channel, the original 1981 Dean ML Flame series, which is the exact same guitar that ended up turning into Dimebag's original Dean from Hell. Let's get right into this, shall we? Alrighty, so it goes without saying that I'm a huge Dimebag Darrell fan, as you guys probably know, and this guitar has a lot of very unique Dimebag Darrell history and appointments to it, which we're going to talk about in just a second. You might be thinking that this is just some old Dean, and yeah, whatever, it's not that cool or anything, but these guitars are actually pretty rare, and they don't really pop up that often, and when they do, they kind of go, and if you know what they're all about, then people just kind of jump on them. And yeah, so this is actually kind of cool because Dimebag Darrell's original Dean from Hell started out as this exact very model. It was a 1981 Flame Series ML. If you have seen the pictures of it, it's a maroon finished guitar that was eventually refinished by Buddy Blaze when Dimebag sold him the guitar just so he could buy a car in the old day, back in the 80s, because he already got a guitar from his dad. You know, it was a Dean Standard Series ML with the flame cherry burst top binding all around, and we'll get to the differences between them in just a second. But then Dime saw the actual finished guitar, with a Floyd Rose on it, like this one has, converted from a string through, and then the lightning bolt paint job, as we all know, and the rest was kind of history. Dime bought it back, and Pantera, and as we know it, that guitar became one of the most iconic guitars in heavy metal history. So, the actual difference between the Flame series and the Standard series is pretty simple. If you want to think about it like Gibson guitars with the Studio and the Standard guitars as well, Gibson Studio models and the Dean Flame series would be on the same level. Really stripped down, no binding, no fancy finishes, no figured tops, as you can see here. No figure tops or anything. It's just painted brown like a nice open sunburst. Looks pretty awesome, pretty standard, a little subtle, gets the job done, it's cool. And then the Standard series, on the other hand, those things, they got the maple top and everything. We got the all-around body binding and everything, figured top and nicer finishes as well, same with like a Gibson Standard series. Those are like the main aesthetic differences. I haven't played a Standard series ML from the 80s. I'd like to, it'd be kind of cool to play one, but from what I can tell from this one, it's pretty awesome. They're built well, and this guitar is oddly light. Not like it's made out of like balsa wood or anything, but if you've played a Dean ML or a Stealth or a Washburn D3, they're pretty big guitars, obviously, and for one to weigh this light is kind of odd, but it's kind of nice because, well, I don't like back-breakingly heavy guitars, and it's kind of cool when a big guitar like this doesn't weigh a ton as well, so you can actually play it standing up. Alright, so the actual ironic thing about this 1981 Dean ML Flame series and the other Dimebag guitars that I have in my collection, and even Dimebag's actual personal guitars after he left Dean Guitars, and the guitars that were made for him to be as his potential signature guitar from other brands like Ibanez, BC Rich, and Hamer, they all tried to replicate this thing here. Now, I'm not trying to say like this is the greatest guitar on earth or whatever, but I just find it really funny that Dime that he loved this thing so much, or loved his 1981 Dean from Hell so much, that he wanted that feeling in another guitar, because in the later years, in the mid-90s of Pantera, the Dean from Hell was essentially just retired because headstock was broken around 12 times on the thing, glued and clamped until basically the cows came home, until the thing was just needed to actually be set and put on display. So whether you have one of these guitars or you're searching for a Dimebag Darrell guitar, whether it's the Culprit, which is another extremely rare guitar, only 52 red and black were actually made, a D3, which are getting even harder to find, and the price of them are just going through the roof, or it's a USA Dean ML Dimebag series of some sorts, you know, and those are getting harder to find as well with the whole lawsuit and everything. You can't really go wrong either way. I mean, that's not to knock any of the qualities. I really feel that the Washburns, you know, compared to this, like the D3s, they're leagues above this guitar. But I still find it very funny that Dimebag, even when he had the Washburn D3s and he had the Culprits, and I've read in many guitar articles where Dimebag sent his original Dean from Hell to Washburn, and he said, hey, recreate this thing. And they gave him the D3, and he just said, yep, signed off on it, we're good. Got the 3/3 headstock, same feel and everything. Bit of an asymmetrical body due to licensing and trademark issues. V-shaped neck, good to go. Then he sent to them the D3 again, or sent them the Dean from Hell again to make the Culprit, and then, you know, he got the Culprit back and he said, you guys nailed it, feels just like the original. Talking about the 1981 Dean from Hell, which is basically just this guitar in a different finish and a month younger than this one. So I just find it funny that they all try to get back to this guitar, which is just saying how much he loved those things. And whether you love Dean guitars or whether you hate them for how they've been handling the whole Dimebag family estate name and everything, or you know, you just want a Washburn or whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, I'm pretty sure you'll be happy no matter which way you go. But in closing, this is just kind of a fun video just to showcase this guitar, and especially because they don't show up that often, let alone many American-made Dimebag Darrell guitars at this point in time right now. There's not a lot floating around, especially for an affordable price, you know. That's for another video. But if you like what I've done so far with all this Pantera content, feel free to leave a comment below. Tell me any cool Dimebag gear stories that you have, or any cool old-school Dean videos or content that you have. I'd love to check it out. Let's hang out in the comment section and chat it up about these guitars and Dimebag guitars. I'd love to hang out and meet you. If you like the other things I do, consider subscribing. Send me a like, you know, lets me know I'm doing a good job. All my socials are linked below. Let's hang out, let's talk gear. I love all that stuff, as you guys probably know, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.